Hi, my name is Jade.
I'm Liam.
And I'm Rachel.
As part of Druid's community and education programme, students from around the country watched Sonya Kelly's Once Upon a Bridge and wrote monologues in response to a creative writing prompt.
Once Upon a Bridge was inspired by a real incident.
In 2017, CCTV captured a jogger pushing a woman into the path of an oncoming bus on Putney Bridge in London.
The identity of the jogger and the woman remains a mystery.
Druid asked secondary school students across the country to imagine what might have happened on the bridge and who the people involved might have been, just like the playwright Sonya Kelly did.
Students wrote monologues from the perspective of the jogger, the woman, the bus driver, onlookers, and friends and family members of those involved.
It was fantastic to receive so many great responses.
And we're going to read 3 of them for you today.
This piece is called Small Currents, written by Bonnie, a junior cert student from Laurel Hill Secondary School in Limerick. It's Friday, 7:30 a.m, 5th of May 2017. Now I have my chai latte from Costa in one frozen hand and my other in the deep pocket of my coat. It's cold out. I'm wearing black knee-length skirt, black kitten heels, a black t-shirt and tights. They're not very suitable for the weather, but they're needed for my job, so there's nothing I can do. There is frost on the still leaves of the trees, drops of water falling every few seconds from them. Cars parked along the footpath shine like diamonds in the weak morning sun. The streets are empty, apart from the occasional jogger or people going to work. I walk slow, savouring my latte because it's the only thing keeping away the feeling that my fingers are going to fall off. And the sound of Claire de Lune flows through my tangled headphones. The urge to dance is overwhelming, but the stares I know I would receive stop it. I play the inside of my pocket as if it were a piano, my own private concert. The song ends, an upbeat song begins, and I walk to the beat. With a brisk pace, I walk up Fulham Street. There are people on their way to work just like me. I work in a small cafe as a waitress. The pay is not that great and the customers are rude most of the time, but it's a means to an end, I guess. I turn onto Putney Bridge. It's now 7:45 a.m. I will be late for work and be in trouble, but I don't have the effort to walk any faster. It's busy on the bridge. Traffic streams past quickly, ruffling the knitted scarf around my neck. And it's loud here. The sound of horns beeping and the river running rapidly beneath the bridge. The noise of my own music is drowned out. I turn the volume up to the maximum, but not even that helps. And I'm almost at the cafe, which I'm dreading because my boss Lisa will be waiting for me, ready to pounce like a lion as soon as I get in the door. And the view from the bridge is quite picturesque in the early morning. The sun reflecting off the dark water, the pigeons bobbing along the small currents. I look ahead and see a man jogging quickly and a woman walking towards him. They are about to pass each other, and the man looks furious, his eyes dark with anger, mouth twisted in a frown. As they get closer, he starts to edge towards the woman, his eyes glued to her. It happens within a split second. I see it happen in slow motion. The man pushes the woman and she falls, her head in the path of an oncoming bus wheel. And the bus swerves faster than lightning into oncoming traffic on the other side to try avoid her head being knocked off. And then it's over. And I'm running to her to see if she's okay, if she's hurt, if she needs an ambulance. And she's white as a ghost, the tears streaming down her face. And then I remember the jogger and I look up to see his sorry face. But there's no jogger. He's gone, deserted the scene. And I'm shocked. Surely any decent human being would have stayed to see if the person he almost killed was okay. Quickly, I forget about the man as the bus driver runs off the bus over to us. He makes sure she's okay, he gives her his details to contact him. Then he leaves as he starts noticing the irritated looks of the passengers. I help the woman up and I ask if she would like a food or coffee before she leaves. She declines, saying she must go home to her children, and she's gone. Me? I'm shaken from what I've just witnessed. As I walk towards the cafe, I'm reliving it. I'm seeing it over and over and over. I see the man's hand push her on repeat. It's like a scratch CD or something. I enter through the glass door, the bell making a happy ding ding from the top. Lisa's waiting and does not look pleased about how late I am. I try to tell her what has just happened, but I can't find the words. She can though. Just two. You're fired.
This piece is called Rage and Regret, The Story of a Bridge, and it was written by Karlo, a transition year student from the King's Hospital School in Dublin. It's crazy how one small moment can change your whole life. How one moment can change your personality, your dreams, your everything. How one moment, as short as the life of a fly, can destroy everything. My name is Jonah Walkers. I've always found that an odd name. My parents chose that name because they didn't want to name their kid something ordinary like Nick or Josh. You're someone special, someone that matters, my precious little Jonah. My mum used to say when I was young and innocent. But those times are over now. Here I am, looking for a job, again. When you apply for different jobs often enough, you realise how monotone the whole process is, how boring. It's always the same. Always the goddamn same. Always the Calm down. Nothing to get angry about. I have that sometimes, those unreasoned aggressions which occur at the most unsuitable times. It was the same that morning. Here I am again on that bridge, Putney Bridge. The name always sounds like it should be spoken with a bit of disgust, a bit of revulsion. Putney Bridge. The fiasco began there. Well, not really. It was already a horrible day. Although it had only been the morning, I already had a fight with George. George, my narcissistic and always grumpy roommate, had had a bad morning. And, of course, he couldn't just keep it to himself. But he had to let me, what am I saying? He had to let the whole house know how miserable he felt at that very moment. He had already snored the whole night at such a volume that I thought someone was felling a tree in our apartment. And because of that, I wasn't feeling in the best mood of my life as well. But did I shout it so loud that Miss Fisher from the flat above us could hear it? No, I didn't, because I'm a reasonable human being, not a fat, ugly, stinking son of a... Calm. While I'm walking over Putney Bridge to get to my job interview, I recognise the space where I hit her. It doesn't look that dangerous, but with a bus that changes. It happened like in slow-mo. I was running, still fuming about George and his incapability of keeping his feelings to himself. And then I see this man walking past me, looking at my red, angry, exhausted face, and he smiles. He smiles, but not a nice smile. Not the smile which is reserved for cute puppies and children's laughter. No, a smile which says, pathetic. What an idiot. Without any reason, this man has just insulted me in the most embarrassing way. Before I can crunch my fist into his big fat face, he's already passed me. But then this woman, in her mid-20s, brown hair, expensive coat, beautiful. But when her angel-like gaze meets my eyes, her face changes. Then her real face shows. And she has the same expression as that man. It's this Pathetic. I bet his apartment is small and hideous. I bet you he doesn't have a girlfriend. Look. And then something snaps. I move, and without realising, I shove my arms in front of me, and the woman flies aside. I didn't even see where she landed. I didn't care. I knew it hurt from the sound that her body made when she hit the ground. But in that moment, that was enough to satisfy me. I jogged on. Little did I know about the consequences that would face me after that. I was on CCTV. The footage showed me how I shoved an innocent woman into the path of a bus. At the time, I didn't understand how they managed to fake the CCTV footage so that it looked like I was the attacker. But after some time, I realised the mistake I had made. The aggressions got worse, and my mental health was a wreck. I couldn't manage to keep up friendships, not to talk about real relationships. And when I got a new job, I was fired after a few weeks. And slowly it gets better, but I'll never forget that moment. This moment that changed my life, my view on others, my ability to live. I could have killed her. And this thought is haunting me every time I cross that bridge. Every time I see a woman in a black coat. Every time I feel this rage inside me.
This piece is called Not a Big Deal, and it's written by Ella, who's in junior cert at Laurel Hill Secondary School in Limerick. Stupid, stupid girl. So bloody naive. Just because it's the first day of hot weather this year, you thought you had a license to wear less? Not in London. I feel his eyes lingering on me. Is he still watching me? I know that looking back, even for a moment, will only provoke him. My mother's voice rings through my ears, warning me, don't show your fear. They can smell it a mile away. Only, she was referring to terrifying-looking but usually harmless dogs. A paradox to the men dressed in normal clothes with normal lives, who, despite appearing benign, are perhaps the most dangerous part of leaving the house every day. That is, if you're a girl. I must keep walking, keep my head down, draw as little extra attention to myself as possible, but the pitter-patter of his shoes against the concrete path is getting louder, stronger, faster behind me, mirroring my pounding heartbeat. I want to run, cry for help, but I can't. It's not a big enough deal to disrupt passers-by, to make a fuss. Oi, sweetheart. Oh no. Give me a twirl, love. Just keep walking. Come on, beautiful, I know you hear me. He guffaws, exuding self-righteousness to compensate for his embarrassment at being ignored. But his voice grows more violent, more threatening. Are you listening? The world comes to a screeching halt. A muffled silence clouds over my ears like a thick layer of fog. My vision blurs. An eerie sense of peace descends over me momentarily as the hustle and bustle of Putney Bridge draws to a pause. A woman, slightly older than me, just walking, breathing, thinking, living. My heart drops with her as she's pushed to the ground by another man who just cannot seem to contain his urge to violate a woman. Our eyes meet. A fleeting moment of solace and understanding passes between us. Drat. The hazy stillness breaks abruptly as I am lurched back to reality. I catch a glimpse of him still pacing towards me, seemingly oblivious to what has just happened. Am I delirious? Did I imagine it? No, surely not. But could a person really be so heartless as to witness something that horrific and continue to carry out their own act of violence, no matter how small in comparison? I suppose the answer is yes. And my immediate instinct was to help her, I swear. But after paralyzing in shock, he has gained an advantage in the race to my safety. So I must decide. Do I stay, make sure she's okay, or do I go and protect myself? A quick glance behind me tells me all I need to know. A crowd is gathering and my decision is justified. I carry on, with more urgency than before, towards the Starbucks at the end of the bridge. Usually, the men that pursue trail off after a bit, but this one, he seems determined. I figure I can duck in and ring my flatmate to pick me up while grabbing myself my usual order, an almond milk cappuccino with 3 pumps of hazelnut syrup. God knows I need the caffeine after that. Sleepless nights and unrelenting guilt plague me for months after. I resent myself for the moment of instinctual self-preservation, for prioritizing my own safety from a situation that I was well accustomed to by now, over helping the woman on Putney Bridge. I can't explain why, but I feel a sense of connection to the woman. Like the moment we made eye contact forged a bond between us. The desperation and terror in her eyes reflected mine, and I felt more seen, heard, understood, furious, upset, and scared. In that split second than ever before. Yet, I never utter a word to anyone about what I witnessed on the bridge. Telling someone would mean unraveling the pain and anger I feel somewhere deep inside me, growing stronger and more uncontrollable with every catcall and unwanted comment. And to be honest, I'm simply not brave enough to confront that. Not yet. Instead, I spend hours getting lost in far-right rabbit holes and poring over the CCTV footage, desperately searching for a clue to dismantle her anonymity. I don't know what I would say if I ever found her. Only that she never deserved it. No woman does.
We want to say a big well done to Bonnie, Karlo and Ella.
And a big thanks to all the students that submitted their monologues.
And to those who watched Once Upon a Bridge and engaged with the resources. Cheers.
Thanks.
See you.